Our next speaker is Brandy Kinnear. Brandy has done a great job helping many chiropractors in Canada and the United States really understand branding and marketing. And today I know she's going to do a great job sharing with you how AI is impacting chiropractic marketing moving forward in the future. So I am proud to introduce to you Brandy Kinnear.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to my talk on the AI Summit. I'm going to walk you through some really amazing tools that are going to help you take off in 2026 with a bang. I am going to help you grow your clinic using AI without hiring more staff or doing anything that feels overwhelming, complicated, or super techy. So let's dive right in. If we have not had the pleasure of meeting, my name is Brandy Kinnear. I am a leading AI strategist in the healthcare space. I have trained at this point over 1,000 practitioners on how to use AI in their practice. I have created a marketing agency called Your Ideal Patients, which is celebrating our 11th year. And I've also created a tool called Fill Your Practice, which is our software tool that helps us connect all of our patient operating systems, our Don't Miss a Patient lead system, and all of our AI employees and tools. I am obsessed with growth in our space for small, medium, and even large size practices in the natural health space. But I have also had the pleasure of growing a clinic from the ground up, and I understand the plight of both the practices, the patients, and everything in between. So if I haven't seen you, met you somewhere, I would like to say welcome, and I hope to see you somewhere along the line in the future. And sometimes it's on the streets of the internet. The reality for most clinics is, look, we're overloaded with staff tasks. We think about growth as having to hire somebody, and that process in and of itself is extremely painful, not just for you as the owner, but the taxation on your existing front desk, your existing ops manager, going and finding these people, hiring them, training them up, that cost of acquisition, not just the cost of like monthly salary, is the reason why a lot of people are held back with the opportunities that exist. And I appreciate that. And I'm here to share with you that you have countless opportunities in front of you now with AI that do not require you to hire more staff. A lot of us have no CRMs or underutilized CRMs that allow you to feel like your business is not streamlined. You don't have an automation associated with every lead source. Somebody misses a phone call at your office, you're not texting them back and getting them into a text message thread. Every lead that comes into your business doesn't have an automation that immediately follows up. And that leads me right down to the bottom here, slow follow-up. Speed to lead is a massive issue in our space because people are trying to solve their problems at all hours of the night. And they don't actually care whether your business is open anymore to get back to them, because the truth of the fact of the matter is, since COVID happened, everybody expects Amazon Prime level expectations, and we are delivering USPS style of feedback and care. Because when somebody fills out a form and it goes through your website, how prioritized are they? If your front desk is taking a payment instead of managing a phone call that's coming in, how prioritized are all these leads? And the reality is you can't hire more staff for this, and your staff are already built out and booked out. So we need to start looking at how AI can fill these massive gaps. Inconsistent marketing. Look, truth of the fact of the matter is, most chiropractic practices that are investing in marketing every month have a team that does this, a team that does that, a team that does that, rotate between different people. There's a lot of cooks in the kitchen, no centralized place where you can get all of the data for your business. And then content creation paralysis. I think this is really important to note, because a lot of people will say, you should be focusing on this and you should be focusing on that. And, marketing is all about this and marketing is all about that. In my humble opinion, you should be everywhere all the time. And now we have AI and you can be. But I also want to say this. The patients that you want to attract, or have already attracted and lost, or have gone dormant, or are your best referral sources, and you want to stay top of mind, they spend upwards of 2 hours a day on social media. So if you have a block for content creation and you're like, I'm not doing social media, it's not a good fit for me, or I don't know how to get out there and be known and build this trust factor and this brand authority for my company or for my associates, then there's just a gap there. I want to make it known. Don't hate the messenger, hate the game, but it is what it is. I want to walk you through some tools that are going to help eliminate some of these problems. And then if you want to have a deeper conversation about your practice, I'm happy to do that at another time. So I want to walk you through what I have created that I have allowed access to people in my unique community. And we've had thousands of practitioners go through these tools. And I want to make sure you understand what they are, how they can help you. And then I'm going to put together an amazing offer for you to get these in your hands immediately. How does that sound? Okay, great. AI powered webinar creation. The reason why most people don't do webinars is because they don't know what to say. They don't know what the title should be. They don't know the topic. They don't know what the script should be. They don't know what the slides should look like. They don't know who's going to make the slides. They don't have time to make the slides. What emails should they send? How many? What days? Should they send text messages? Who's going to show up to the webinar? Like I could go on and on and on. The truth is, I've built you an amazing AI powered webinar tool that will tell you what the topic is, give you a script, help you make the slides, give you the copy for the registration page, the emails, pre and post webinar that takes the pain away. And I want to dive right in and show you what that looks like. So, it's normally only available inside my community for Fill Your Practice, but basically what I want to show you is you can go in here and just say your field of expertise, and let's say your primary goal is pain relief. I can now hit generating trending topics, and it's going to pick viral topics that people want to hear about because these are searches on the internet. The 3-step secret to crushing persistent neck pain and regaining full mobility by next week, what your doctor won't tell you. Or the 3-step method to reverse chronic shoulder pain and restore full range of motion without injections. The 7-day whiplash recovery secret. That might be a little bit niched. Unlock your perfect posture, the 3-step secret to eliminating pain and boosting energy in just 14 days. So I'll tell you which one I like here. Persistent neck pain and regaining full mobility. I feel like that's a pretty solid one. I'm going to click on that. Look, I've also got why your migraines won't go away. 5-pillar spiral connection secret to eliminating headaches for good. You choose the topic. It's up to you what you want to bring out into the world. And you could use this and do a different topic every day of the week. No, that's too many. Twice a month if you wanted. You're going to put your name, you're going to put your expertise, it's already going to pull in all of these pieces for you. Failed attempt, traditional approaches, pain meds. Let me just type this in here. Pain meds that mask symptoms. It doesn't even matter if I spell it properly. That's how much I love AI. It knows what you're trying to say. Now, your unique mechanism is part of your presentation. It's what you're telling them you do for them. It's your methodology, if you will. So if you don't have that, look, I've created one for you. In fact, there's 3, or you could write your own. So the 3-step Atlas correction blueprint, the 14-day cervical alignment reset, the 4-pillar cranial nerve unlocking code. Then it wants you to add your host credentials. So 3 to 5 things about you. Chiropractor for over 20 years. You could be for 2 years. I don't know. If you're brand new, you could say how many hours you've been practicing chiropractic. Thousands of hours of chiropractic care, even if you've just been practicing. Look, I'm not going to tell you what to say. I'm just going to tell you that make this sound good because it's important. And a lot of us undervalue how much we've done or the impact that we've made. Best provider in Canvas, helped 1,000 patients resolve pain. Triple certified in XXX technique, whatever. Okay. And then what's your offer? So your offer here could just be simply back pain restoration program, or it was neck pain, wasn't it? Okay, so neck pain restoration program. Listen, even if you're just doing chiropractic, you could be offering it in packages of, 8 sessions. Maybe you've also got massage therapy in your practice and you want to pool it together in some kind of offer. Webinar only price, maybe it's $349 for the webinar only price. It's normally $799. End of webinar bonus gift. What have you got? Can you give them a guide or something like that? Put it in here, the spine relief checklist. I mean, for our community, we've got about 25 different guides that we give them, but maybe you've got something that you can use. And then you're going to generate your webinar. Now, while this is doing this on its own, it's going to pull out the exact copy that you're going to say. So your script for your webinar with buyer persona, buyer psychology, proper proven webinar framework. It's also going to give you an outline that you can copy and paste into a tool called Gamma. Now you're going to have to pay Gamma $20 a month to make your slides, but Gamma made my slides. Gamma makes all of my slides, and it takes just a few minutes to pull the slides together. And then it's also going to tell you what emails and your sales copy. It basically pulls it all together. Okay, I'm going to give it a minute here, and I just want you to see what this is like because it is pretty wild. But it's working hard at putting all this together for us. Look at that. The webinar is ready. So here's your title. If you wanted to go into a different one, you're welcome to. Here's your full script. And I'm just going to read a little bit to you just so you can understand the quality. The webinar title is a 3-step secret to crushing persistent neck pain and regaining full mobility by next week. It opens with Dr. Sarah Johnson, smiling, friendly, and approachable. Hey everyone, a huge welcome to our special presentation today. I'm Dr. Sarah Johnson. I'm absolutely thrilled you're here. If you're dealing with that nagging, persistent neck pain, stiffness that just won't quit, or that feeling like your head is just stuck in one position, then you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to unlock some truly revolutionary insights that mainstream medicine often misses. I promise you by the end of this, you'll have a clear path to not just managing, but crushing that persistent neck pain. But first, let's have a little fun to get our brains warmed up. Okay, so we have a little quiz that we warm them up with. Then it goes into who Dr. Sarah Johnson is. Now, you might be wondering, who is this Dr. Sarah Johnson and why should I listen to her? Well, for over 20 years, I've dedicated my life to understanding and resolving pain, especially stubborn neck pain. I'm a chiropractor and passionate about helping people get their lives back. I had the honor of being recognized as the best provider in Kansas for several years running, which is a huge testament to the results my patients achieve. Personally, I've helped over 1,000 to be exact, and it goes on and on. So then we go into this framework called the bone to pick framework, and it talks about, how it's approached by the conventional system and how most treatments tend to focus on the symptoms, but not the root cause. The core problem isn't just a tight muscle or a slipped disc. Those could be symptoms, but the real underlying issue that most doctors miss is a subtle, often undiagnosed disconnect in the communication highway between your brain and your body. It goes on, and it understands chiropractic, and it understands the cranial nerve unlocking code. Okay. And so this script walks them through the secrets to it. And then at the end, I'm going to go down to the pitch. It starts to transition to the pitch. So we've covered some truly transformative information today. You now understand that chronic neck pain isn't just about tightness or aging. It's often deeper, unaddressed nerve and structural issues. Now you're at a crossroads. You essentially have two choices. Choice number one is do nothing. Choice number two is take action and transform your life. And then it starts to talk about your offer. Okay. So most people that even do this do a really poor job at asking for the sale at the end of it. There's a bit of a commitment guarantee. Now, I never discount services and I never commit to results, but I'll say something like this. My personal commitment to you is that this is a proven system, and I stand behind this program completely because I've seen the results firsthand countless times. The neck pain restoration program is built on years of clinical experience and advanced training. Guys, you can see how valuable this is. You're going to copy and paste these slides into Gamma, and then you're going to get a complete presentation that's going to take about 2 minutes to make. It'll be beautiful. We have all of the information on how to do it here. And then we generate landing page copy, email sequences for the launch, pre-event, and post-event. And I kid you not, they're absolutely amazing. But I digress. Let's continue on. I don't want to spend too much time on that because I have more to show you. I've also created what I call the AI Dream Team. This is a 12 employee org chart that basically comes into your practice that you can utilize. That's very specific to the needs that we have in the healthcare space. And I want to walk you through what that looks like. So the AI Dream Team that we've built out has 4 different steps. Step number 1, this is if you are at a crossroads in your business or you're starting new, you want to have a conversation about whether or not you're speaking to your ideal patient. So whether or not your languaging is correct, whether or not there's any gaps here with, truly understanding who it is that you want to attract. My BrandRx bot is a tool that will literally run um, as like a professional website developer and copywriter. You can put your website into it. So you grab the link, you drop it in, and it will tell you what's wrong with your website. It'll tell you whether or not you have a poor user experience or whether you not have a good one. It'll give you suggestions and your prioritized suggestions on what you can fix right now on your website. You can do it yourself in minutes. You can send it over to whoever it is that works on your website and say, I want these changes implemented immediately. You do not have to pay a professional for that anymore. I literally have built this tool. I've had thousands of practitioners go through it. Everyone's obsessed with my BrandRx bot. I just thought I would let you know. The brand builder bot also, if you're interested in, changing your colors, changing your logo, your tagline, there's a new vibe, you're adding a new program, a new service. These are the kind of conversations you want to have with the brand builder bot to make sure that the brand story that you're creating for your business is dialed in. Step number 2 is communicate and attract. So these 3 employees live in this world. Coral is a healthcare marketing assistant that only creates compliant copy for any of your copy needs. So Coral is trained on not just buyer psychology and buyer persona, but also on compliance. Coral can help you write an email to current patients, email to prospects, a social media post, website copy, video scripts, Google Ads, blog posts, patient education content. You will fill it out and give her a few parameters, and she will create beautiful copy for you, and it will be compliant. You will not have to be worried about, or somebody on your team that's doing this will not be making claims that shouldn't be said, that aren't going to get you in trouble with the FTC. There's a lot of exposure now in our healthcare space with the FTC clamping down on what people are saying on the internet. And you also know there's some warriors in your space that are paying attention. I mean, I'm going to call them competitors, but also some kind of random warriors in the chiropractic space specifically that like to see what other people are saying, whether they believe in, vitalistic or not. And there's a lot of that. So you need to stay compliant. You want to build a quiz for your website? Well, maybe you need to know what quiz would be a good fit for you and what questions to ask and what the results page should look like. I got you. You want to have a lead magnet, something that people can download on your website. You're not sure what it should be. Have a conversation here with my lead magnet bot. Build out an amazing one. The step 3 here is conversion. If you are not doing a great job at selling, the conversion architect bot, or if you want to improve your CAs or your front desk or anybody on your team's ability to sell what it is you do, whether it's chiropractic or whether it's something new, whether you have a new program service offering. We have a lot of chiropractors that move into regen, functional medicine, neuropathy, something outside. So if you're health and wellness based, a lot of the times you're like, wow, I don't know how to introduce this new service to my client base. And this will give you a great opportunity to participate in that, because a conversion architect bot will write you a sales script that you can then rinse and repeat that will move people into a sale. It's actually brilliant. The copy bot is great if you need help writing Facebook and Google ads. So if you're doing it yourself or you have somebody doing it and you want to see how well they're doing, or if there's some more opportunities here. We use a specific framework called ADA, which is attention, interest, desire, and action. So it's a proven copywriting framework for writing ads. And I would just say, give that a whirl if that's something that's a gap for you in your practice. The offer to funnel bot is a great place to hang out if you're not sure how you should be selling something. So let's say you're introducing a new product or service and you're like, well, I don't know what I should do. Should I run ads to this? Should I run a webinar to this? Should I just put it up in my clinic? Should I send emails? How should I introduce this offer to my audience? And it's going to tell you based on what it is and its price point, what the best way to sell it will be. And then step number 4 is probably my favorite, because the community outreach bot lives in here. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the community outreach bot. This community outreach bot, when you click on it and you plan your local strategy, will actually assess your local community and figure out who's got corporate wellness events, what festivals are happening, what wellness events are happening, what collaboration partners would make sense for you, where you should be positioning yourself. Are there good opportunities with, corporate events that are coming up? Who you should pitch, what that pitch should look like, who you can reach out to. And it scours your local area. And so I usually tell practitioners working with us to do this quarterly. So I would do, listen, the reason why we don't have a good local marketing strategy is because it requires another human. It's an employee that you need to hire, and they're not even going to be that good at it. They're going to Google local health events near me, and they're going to not do a great job. This bot will build you out a brilliant plan for 2026 for local marketing. And then quarterly, you can have somebody on your team or yourself go in, just leave yourself a little reminder on your calendar to go in and do a 90-day community outreach plan and see if there's any new events that have come up. Our practitioners using this will use it to get pitches together, send it out to local businesses that they know have these events. And guess what? These people know they have these events. Typically, if they're corporate or they're doing something annually, they're always looking for speakers. They always have booth opportunities. There might be collaborations where you have somebody from their group speak to your audience and then you get to speak to their audience. This is grassroots marketing 101, but version 10.0. And I would love for you to have this and use it. I think it's worth its weight in gold. PR strategist, look, maybe you want to go a little bit bigger with your business. Maybe you want to grow at a national level. Maybe you've got supplements for sale, or you've got programming that allows for people to do it online, or you even have a statewide national play that you want to go after. You're not going to hire a PR strategist for $6,500 a month. That may or may not get you on a couple blogs that may or may not turn into business. But you could have a PR strategist that builds you out a plan of radio shows, podcasts that you could be on. It'll give you the names of the people to email. It'll give you pitch ideas, and it'll help you put that plan together. And so if that's something in your interest level, then you're going to hang out with the PR strategist. The Authority Builder bot is where you're going to understand how to build content like a thought leader and how to exponentially grow your positioning in a multi-channel approach. And I said earlier, you should be everywhere. It just doesn't have to be overwhelming anymore. We have these tools that will do it. I mean, I also have a software that automates everything, but these tools here are going to help you get all of this stuff kickstarted. And then last but not least, I don't know if any of you are familiar with a fellow named Alex Hormozy, but we have created a money model bot based on his teachings from his $100 million framework. And essentially, this is where you want to have a conversation about whether or not you've priced your products or services properly. Are you creating a new program? Maybe you want to create a new program for the webinar that we just showed you how to do. Maybe you want to see if you're doing a good job at upselling in your existing practice. It's an amazing associate on your team that will help you at a CEO level, right? CFO level, CMO level, have executive conversations about whether or not you're pricing yourself correctly, whether or not you've put the offer together properly, and how to launch it, or how to relaunch it, or how to make changes to it. Maybe you're feeling like you're struggling now with what you've put together and you want to see if there's a better way to do it. The Money Model Bot is your bestie. So I've walked you through all of the things that I have put together. There is 12 employees, and there's a proven webinar growth framework, an app that I have built out. The Webinar Profit Generator is your complete patient education webinar ready to launch. It is going to do everything that you need except for actually run the webinar with the tech that's required to have people sign up and show up. But everything else from a get ready, get started is inside that tool. It is going to exponentially expand your ability to educate your existing audience and new people. And I would love for you to understand what that's like. I mean, a lot of people that have brick and mortar businesses are even doing, events monthly for your audience, or maybe your associates need to be doing a little bit more education so that they can generate more patients. You guys can email your list with the emails that the webinar tool provides. And then monthly it could even be something in person. It doesn't have to be online, but it could be online as well. So I showed you what that looks like in under 5 minutes, how you can have that webinar tool going. And then I've walked you through your AI employees. So I want you to always look at your business with respect to, I always talk about 3 categories, right? So there's sales, marketing, and fulfillment. And then under those categories, there's sort of this org chart. So what I've built for you here is the marketing. Then we've got our AI marketing assistant. We've got our lead magnet creator. We've got our quiz builder. And then we have all of our brand building tools. We've got the Brand RX bot. So anything that you need to look at your website, social media, your branding piece, do you need a new lead magnet, quiz builder, anything to attract people into your business? That will be extremely helpful. Conversion. I mean, I don't know how good your sales scripts are, but it might be a really good time to get some new ones going and make sure everybody is cohesively saying the same thing about what you sell in your practice. And maybe you want to go back to the brand bot and say, I want to change the way we position ourselves in our community. And then we've got the growth category. We've got our AR authority builder. We've got our community outreach planner. We've got our money model designer. I mean, guys, I've poured every strategic partner you could possibly need into these tools. And I want you to know how valuable they can be for you, because what AI does is it helps us get there faster. And when you have the right teammates, I mean, imagine paying for a mastermind, paying for a strategic coach for this, paying a top expert for this, a top expert for that. You have top experts at your disposal with this team that you can use over and over again. You now have all of these people that are new employees, basically, that you don't really have to manage. And they work 24/7, 365. And I would love for you to maybe take this opportunity now as we get to the end of 2025 to assess where it is that you have gaps in your business and whether or not you can make a plan for yourself to fill those gaps and do it cost efficiently, cost effectively, and start improving your revenue streams in your business. These guys don't stop working. They don't talk back. Not that your staff talks back, but I mean, they're never sick and they don't cost you anything to hire. If you were going to hire all of these strategic partners, you would be spending over 6 figures a year. And the truth is, most of us aren't even doing this stuff. How many of you have a local marketing strategy that you feel extremely confident with, like that you are obsessed with, that does good things for you? How many of you are reaching out to collaboration partners on a regular basis to participate in other people's audiences? How many of you are confident with the way you sell things? How many of you are confident with what your website presents to the world? How many of you are confident with the social media that you're doing? All of these pieces that I talked about, all these gaps that we had. I mean, the gaps are there because you don't have specialized employees pulling you through every angle. And now you can do it all yourself. But what I'm also going to share with you in this before I go is that I'm also, for anybody that signs up for this, and I'm going to tell you how amazing this opportunity is in a second, I'm also going to do an AI bot training. We're going to do this training on December 16th in the evening. You will get notification prior to it. So it's a Tuesday night. I'm going to do the training and I'm going to teach you how to build your own custom AI assistant. I'm going to help you have something that is trained on your specific language, your voice, your everything. I'm going to teach you how to do it. I have built a lot of them. I spend a lot of time with AI, and I want to show you how you can access it and make it work for you as well. And so everything you're getting today, if you decide to join me on this journey, is the webinar profit generator, the AI dream team. I'm throwing in the custom bot training, and then I'll tell you what I'm going to sell it to you for, because I have never offered this before. In fact, these tools are only available inside my Fill Your Practice software that is at its cheapest $367 a month, but normally $547 a month. And we've had tons of requests from clinic owners who wanted to just have some AI tools. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to just hang out with me and get to know, like, and trust me a little bit. And then if there's other problems that you have, I'm happy to solve them. So for $197, you're going to have 1 year access to all of these tools. I'm going to give you the training for the custom bot. I'm going to give you my AI dream team that has 12 different specialized AI employees that you can utilize. And I'm going to give you the webinar app that's going to allow you to create extremely profitable presentations so that you can maximize revenue for your practice in 2026. 1 year access for $197. Okay. This is only available to summit attendees. It will not be offered again once this event window closes. So when the summit is over, the offer is over, I'll just take it down because I actually don't allow it out there as an offer. So this is just special for Jeff, Jason, and Bo, and everybody who signed up. You would normally pay $547 a month for this, or $5,470 because I include these AI tools inside of our Fill Your Practice software. And today it's a one-time payment of $197, 1 year access to the tools. There's no monthly fees. I cover all of the costs of running those. This is a no-brainer. You don't really need anything. You don't need tech setup. You don't need anyone else to help you. You just sign up, you sign in, and you get access to these tools, and you have conversations, and you take that data and you decide what you're going to do with it. But I'm telling you, you have an entire CEO level C-suite of executives that are ready to do some work for you. I will also make sure anybody who purchases gets, as I said, the invitation for the live class. So I'm going to run a live class on the Tuesday, December the 16th, right before I do my annual goal setting, strategy planning with my audience. I'm going to do a training for you guys on how to build your own custom GPT, and I'm going to throw that in. Okay. And so if you want to take advantage of this, this QR code will take you there. If the page loads and it says close, then the window has ended. And I'm sorry. But as I said before, I don't have this out there on the internet as an opportunity. But you are going to get the webinar profit generator, your 12 AI Dream Team employees, and a custom GPT training. And you and I get to hang out a little bit. So I thank you all for your time. I hope this was helpful. I want you to know that AI is not a replacement for people, but it's a tool for humans to use to exponentially grow their success and make things happen faster and fill all of those gaps that we are consistently struggling with in a practice that is constantly evolving. I wish you all an amazing end of year, and maybe I'll see you around the streets of the internet one of these days. Thanks, guys. Take care.
If you want the best deals on products and services, along with some of the best speakers in chiropractic, you're going to want to register for our next summit coming up soon. Click on down below and register today.